If you're over 75 and think walking is enough to keep you strong and independent, what I'm about to tell you could save you from a devastating fall. Stay with me until the end, because exercise number 2 can rebuild lost muscle mass faster than any other routine we've tested in over 40 years of orthopedic practice. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. How old are you? Please write your age in the comments. I personally read and respond to every message I receive, so don't be shy. And if you'd like to continue receiving content like this, based on science and real clinical experience, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This helps me reach more people who really need this information. As an orthopedic surgeon, I've spoken with colleagues from around the world: Japan, Germany, Canada, and the United States. Each of us has spent more than 41 years in the operating room and rehabilitation. We've seen bodies break, heal, rebuild, and fail. We've observed what happens when strength fades with age, and what happens when that strength returns. Yet young tech CEOs, artificial intelligence experts, fitness startups, synthetic supplement brands, and emerging longevity influencers continue to repeat the same message like a memorized script. They say walking is enough, that after 75 you don't need endurance, you don't need strength training. Just walking is enough. But when you really understand anatomy, you start asking questions these companies don't want you to ask. How can walking alone rebuild a muscle that's already atrophied? And above all, how can this single action alone protect a 75-year-old body that's already losing strength every month? It doesn't match biomechanics. It doesn't match surgical outcomes. It doesn't match what we see in real patients every day. So we searched for the truth the hard way. We reviewed hundreds of scientific articles, studied rehabilitation programs in 9 different countries, and even tested the routines on ourselves. We tried exercises from around the world, including those unique to Japan, where aging is a mastered science, not a feared one. Most of the exercises helped somewhat. Some failed completely. But 5, just 5, produced what science rarely promises: visible, measurable, and repeatable muscle recovery, even after age 75. For this reason, in this video, I'll reveal the 5 exercises every senior over 75 should do, instead of relying solely on walking. Stay with me, because number 2 can rebuild lost muscle mass faster than any routine tested in 41 years of orthopedic practice. Let's get started. Let's start with number 5, a move that almost no senior citizen does, but which can instantly awaken a strength that walking would never achieve. 5th on our list is something called the heel-to-toe walk. While it may seem simple, the science behind why it works is absolutely fascinating. This exercise specifically targets something that begins to decline rapidly after age 75, your proprioception. Proprioception is essentially your body's ability to know where it is in space without having to look. It's why you can touch your nose with your eyes closed, or walk down the stairs without staring at your feet the entire time. After age 75, the nerve endings responsible for proprioception begin to send weaker signals to the brain. A University of Pittsburgh study found that proprioceptive accuracy decreases by about 25% between the ages of 65 and 80. This means your brain receives less reliable information about where your feet are and what surface they're touching. Heel-toe walking forces your brain and body to communicate more precisely. You place one foot directly in front of the other, so that the heel of your front foot touches the toes of your back foot with each step. This narrow base of support forces your nervous system to work hard to maintain your balance. The best way to get the most benefit from this exercise is to start near a wall or countertop, so you have something to hold on to if you need it. Stand with your shoulders back and choose a point about 4 or 5 meters in front of you to focus on. Then start walking forward, placing each foot directly in front of the other, following that heel-toe pattern. Take your time. The goal isn't speed, but precision and control. Aim for about 20 consecutive steps and try to do it twice a day. The researchers also noted that participants reported feeling more confident walking in crowded spaces and on uneven surfaces. As you become more comfortable with this exercise, you can make it more challenging by turning your head from side to side as you walk or closing your eyes for a few steps at a time. Now let's move on to an exercise that addresses a completely different problem that develops after age 75. Before continuing, if you're enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button so more seniors can see it. And subscribe. I have more powerful videos on senior health coming up every day, and I'm sure you won't want to miss the next one. Number 4 on our list is the chair squat. This exercise addresses one of the biggest predictors of whether a person will maintain independence as they age, the ability to rise from a seated position without using their hands. People who struggled with this movement had a 5 to 6 times greater risk of dying than those who could do it easily. After age 75, the muscles responsible for rising from a chair, primarily the quadriceps and glutes, begin to lose mass and strength at an accelerated rate. This process is called sarcopenia, and it accelerates significantly in your late 70s and 80s. Chair squats are the most effective way to combat this decline because they mimic exactly what you do dozens of times every day: getting up from the toilet, getting out of the car, getting up from the dining table. The exercise is simple, but execution matters. Start by sitting on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or hold them straight in front of you. Then lean forward slightly to shift your weight onto your feet and push through your heels to stand fully upright. Pause at the top for a moment, then slowly lower yourself with control. The descent is actually where most of the muscle building happens, so don't just drop back into the chair. Aim for 2 or 3 sets of 10 chair squats every day. If standing up without using your hands is too difficult now, start by pushing yourself up on the armrests and gradually reduce how much you rely on them. Over time, the goal is to be able to do this movement with your arms crossed over your chest. Now stay with me because we're about to enter the top 3. And what I'm about to reveal to you could change the way you live. If you're still with me, comment with a 1 below. Let's continue. Exercise number 3, standing hip circles. At number 3, we have standing hip circles, an exercise that most people have never considered, but which we orthopedic surgeons say is absolutely vital after age 75. This movement improves hip mobility and the strength of the small stabilizing muscles surrounding the hip joint. These muscles, along with the flexibility of the joint itself, are what allow you to recover from stumbles or slips. When you lose your balance, your body instinctively tries to step to the side or swing your leg to recover. If your hips are stiff and your stabilizing muscles are weak, your body simply can't make these emergency corrections quickly enough. To perform this exercise correctly, stand next to a wall or sturdy chair with one hand lightly touching it for balance. Lift your outside leg so that your knee approaches your chest, then slowly move that knee outward, then behind you, and then back to the starting position. You're essentially drawing a large circle with your knee while keeping your supporting leg stable. Make 5 circles in one direction, then 5 circles in the other direction. Then switch legs and repeat. The key is to make the circles as large as your mobility allows and move slowly with control. As an orthopedic surgeon, I can tell you that the hip joint often becomes the weak link after age 75. People focus on their knees or back, but it's the hips that allow you to move in all directions and adapt quickly when the unexpected happens. Comment below if you're already having hip mobility issues. I'd love to hear your experience. Number 2 on our list is the isometric wall push, and this is where we enter the exercises that we orthopedic surgeons consider absolutely essential for anyone over 75. An isometric exercise is one in which you apply force against something that isn't moving. You're contracting your muscles without any actual movement occurring in the joint. This type of exercise has unique benefits for older adults that traditional exercises simply can't match. The wall push specifically targets your core, chest, shoulders, and stabilizer muscles throughout your torso. These are the muscles that keep you upright and allow you to catch yourself if you start to fall. To perform this exercise, stand facing a wall about arm's length away. Place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Now push into the wall as hard as you can, keeping your body in a straight line from head to heels. You should feel your core engage, your chest and shoulders working, and even your legs working to anchor you to the ground. Hold this push for 10-15 seconds, breathing normally. Rest for a moment and then repeat 3 to 5 times. After just 7 days, you will have improved stability during daily activities and greater confidence in your physical abilities. It teaches all these muscles to fire together in a coordinated way, which is exactly what happens when you need to catch yourself or brace yourself against something for support. The important thing is that you're pushing with maximum effort against something immovable for those 10-15 seconds of holding. And now we've arrived at exercise number 1, the one that research shows is more important than any other for preventing falls and maintaining independence after age 75. Don't leave now. This could literally save your life. If you're still here and haven't already, remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. The most important exercise for anyone over 75 is the one-legged stand, and the research behind this simple movement is absolutely extraordinary. When we orthopedic surgeons talk about the most underrated exercise in senior fitness, it's precisely this: standing on one leg. It might seem too basic to be important, but science tells a completely different story. The reason the one-legged stance is so effective is that it integrates everything: balance, proprioception, hip stability, core activation, and ankle strength all need to work together simultaneously when you stand on one foot. This is also exactly what happens when you walk. Most people don't realize that walking is essentially a series of one-legged stances. Each time you take a step, you briefly balance on one leg while the other swings forward. To perform the one-legged pose correctly, stand near a wall or a sturdy chair. Lift one foot just a couple of inches off the ground. You don't have to lift it too high. Concentrate on keeping the hip, knee, and ankle of your supporting leg stable without shifting your weight excessively. Try holding this position for 30 seconds on each leg. If this is too difficult, start with what you can manage and gradually build up. Do this exercise at least 3 times a day. To progress this exercise over time, try closing your eyes while standing on one leg, turning your head from side to side, or trying standing on a slightly unstable surface, like a folded towel. As an orthopedic surgeon, I make an important point about why walking cannot replace this exercise. When walking, you stand on one leg for only a fraction of a second before the other foot hits the ground. This short duration isn't enough to challenge and strengthen your single leg stability. By standing on one leg for 30 seconds or more, you're giving your nervous system time to fully activate all your stabilizing muscles and build the endurance those muscles need to protect you throughout the day. I've seen patients who could walk for miles but couldn't stand on one leg for more than 5 seconds. These are the patients who fall and break a hip while reaching for something on a high shelf or while crossing a threshold. Their walking fitness didn't translate into the balance and stability they actually needed. One-legged stance is the #1 exercise because it fills the void that walking leaves behind. So there they are, 5 exercises that we orthopedic surgeons say are essential for anyone over 75 who wants to remain independent and avoid the devastating falls that send so many seniors into a downward spiral. Walking is wonderful, and you should definitely keep doing it. But as research clearly shows, walking alone leaves critical gaps in your fitness. Your proprioception, your ability to rise from a seated position, your hip mobility, your core strength, and your single leg stability all require specific attention that walking simply doesn't provide. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises will you start today? And what's been your biggest challenge in staying active and maintaining balance as you've gotten older? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And if this video was helpful, please share it with someone you love who's over 75. It could be life-changing information for them. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.